गंगाधराय शिव गंगाधराय।
Krishna, Krishna.
Today we assemble to bid fond farewells, our last farewells, to Janti, Lala. It's also a spiritual moment. That is why we've been chanting. We want to establish a spiritual atmosphere. The reason for that is this is a junction. This is a crossroads. At this crossroads, actually, different things can happen. We want to pray to the Supreme Lord. This soul gets released from the material world. That is where we are living in the material world. But there is another realm. That is called the spiritual world. It is expressed in different scriptures in different ways. In Vedic culture, it's the spiritual world. In Christianity, it's referred to as heaven. In Islam, it's referred to as Jannah. Jannah literally means garden. It is a very special place. In Sanskrit, it is also called Vaikuntha. That is a place where there is no anxiety. So our prayer today, we've been chanting a very special prayer to Krishna, the Supreme Person. We can call him different names. In the Vedic culture, it's called Krishna. In Islam, Allah. In Christianity, the Lord God Almighty. In Judaism, Yahweh or Jehovah. It is the same God that we're calling out to. He is the master of everything. He can change a soul's karma. So that is what we're calling out for today. So now we're going to begin. I'd like to invite you all to come and offer some petals to Janti, Lala, and pay your last respects. So we can please organise ourselves, come, and we can start with that procedure. Thank you very much. You sing so beautifully, by the way. Thank you very much. So please come. Can't remember this person. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Please chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Thank you, you're all saying so beautifully. We're doing this to establish a spiritual atmosphere. Spiritual atmosphere is very important at this moment, actually. We want this soul, we're praying to the Supreme Lord, please take this soul. No more birth and death. So I'd like to call upon Dilip Bhai to please come and start the proceedings for us. Okay, you may have noticed that we're a little early, so we want to make sure that anyone who wants to come will be present. So for that reason, we're going to wait until 12 o'clock, which was the advertised time. So it's a wonderful opportunity to establish a spiritual atmosphere. We can chant together. This prayer is very special, actually. It is not an ordinary prayer. Like in Christianity, you have the Lord's Prayer. It's a very special prayer given by Lord Jesus Christ. So it's like that, it's a very, very special prayer. It is actually what they chant in the spiritual world. Because everyone is absorbed in the Supreme Lord there. It's a very, very special prayer. Just 3 names, 3 words, Krishna, Rama, Hare. It's actually calling out, they're very intimate names of the Supreme Lord. Sometimes we say there's Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, the Lord God Almighty. They're more formal, actually. But these names are Krishna. Krishna, Rama, and Hare, very, very intimate names of Krishna. If someone calls you by your intimate name, will it attract your attention? Is there anyone out there? Yes, it will attract your attention. You know? Especially we have different names. My given name is Stephen. My friends would call me Steve. But then my intimate partner has a special name which nobody else knows. So as our relationship rises in intimacy, then the name becomes more intimate. So these words, Hare, Krishna, Rama, they are very intimate names of God. So if we call out the intimate names of God, it attracts his attention. Because our prayer today is to release this soul. No more birth and death. So I want you to chant at the top of your lungs. Is it okay? There's no one out there. Hello? Okay. I'm going to chant some mantras first, which are invocation mantras. Some of the devotees will know those mantras they can chant with. And then when we come to the Maha Mantra, we listen and we repeat. Why do we do that? We listen and repeat because these are both devotional processes. We listen to Krishna's holy name and then we repeat. This way we get double the benefit. So we're always interested in attaining maximum benefit, no? Maximum spiritual benefit. So when I chant, you listen and then you respond. And this way we can generate a very spiritual atmosphere. We're sending this soul back. How many births we don't know, but now sending this soul back. So I want you to help me. Is it okay?
Yes.
Let's try that again. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's a bit better. So there's 3 mantras first, which the devotees who know can chant. You can listen. They are mantras for our spiritual preceptor and the incarnation of God that brought this mantra to the earth. So these are the invocation mantras. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. If you know, you can sing. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachayane Nivishesha Shunyavani Astyacharishatamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavani Astuchadeshatani Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Vasadi Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go and sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo. Thank you so much for singing with us. First, I'd like to invite anyone who hasn't paid their respects and offered some flower petals, please come and do so. Is there anyone who hasn't offered their respects, would like to offer flower petals and pay their last respects? Please come and do so now. Okay, now I'm going to hand over to the divine. Oh, one person is coming.
Sorry, can start. Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Namaste, and greetings to all. We gathered here today to honor and remember a cherished soul, one who touched our lives in unique and memorable and meaningful ways. It is both with a heavy heart and fond memories that we come together to perform the last rites of Janti by Lala. He brought us immense joy, wisdom, and love into our lives. As we begin this service, let's take a moment to acknowledge the profound legacy that Janti Pai had left with all of us. His legacy is not only in the milestones that he achieved in his everyday life, but includes the everyday moments that we shared with him, moments that brought laughter, comfort, and understanding. In starting off, I'm going to call upon Shamananda Das to provide a few words from a spiritual perspective, and we'll continue with the service thereafter. Shamananda.
Thank you, Dilip Bhai. As he was saying, Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna, Hare Krishna, we say. It's a spiritual greeting, actually. It's an important thing. We've not just gathered here to remember, although that's very important, the milestones in his life, the legacies he's left, but also there's a spiritual element to this, which we shouldn't forget. It's very important, actually. There's a book called Bhagavad Gita. Some of you may know that book. It is kind of the book of the Hindus, we could say. There's also a book of the Christians, the Bible, the book of the Muslims, the Quran, the book of the Jews. It is called the Torah. All these books talk about spiritual things. It's a very important thing. Mostly in our lives, we don't think about that so much, actually. Only when there's some difficulty, when our worldview is challenged, do we think about these things. There's some calamity. What do we say? Oh my God. It's instinctive, actually, to call out to the Supreme Creator when there is difficulty in our lives. This is a very important moment. We stand at a crossroads here. The crossroads is one birth to the next. Reincarnation, it is called. It's there in every scripture, actually. It's there in every religious system. You have to dig a little bit in some systems to find it, but it's there. So what is going on? What is that reincarnation? In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dehinosmin yata dehe, komaram novanam jara, tata dehantara prapte, diris tatra namuyati. Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, and speaking spiritual principles. Arjuna faced a great difficulty. He had to fight a battle where family members were on both sides. It was a very difficult moment for him. Also now is a difficult moment for us. Why? We have to bid fond farewell to Janti Bhai. We have to say our last farewell. It's a difficult moment. So it's worth remembering Krishna's instruction. So I chanted the Sanskrit. Krishna tells Arjuna that in the same way that in this body we pass from boyhood to youth to old age. Isn't it? Everybody goes through those changes. But then old age comes and eventually we have to leave this body. What will happen to this body? In the Christian ceremony they say ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It goes back to the earth. But what happens to the vital force in that body, the soul? That is the Lord's soul, actually. It's Krishna's soul, Allah's soul. They belong to Him, actually, all of them. What happens at that juncture? At that juncture, actually, different things can happen, depending on the way we lived our life, and depending on the priesthood, and depending on Krishna's mercy. So we've gathered here today because we want you all to remember this great soul, to remember what he was, who he was, but also to remember that Janti, Lala, that name goes with this body. It goes with this body. But the spirit soul actually will go on. Normally what happens is that spirit soul takes birth in another body, another set of parents. In that lifetime they'll be called something else. This is what's going on, reincarnation. What is the purpose of that reincarnation? The purpose of that reincarnation. This is a schoolroom. In a schoolroom, we have to learn things. The lesson in this schoolroom is to learn to love God. That is actually the lesson. That is what's going on underneath the surface. And at a time like this, we can remember that. It's such a great soul, actually, that we have the good fortune. I feel like that. I have the good fortune to speak at his funeral ceremony. I have the good fortune. So we were praying, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're praying like this because this is a crossroads. If Lord Krishna wants, he can take this soul. He can take this soul out of the material world. Because frankly, the material world is not so much fun. We put a brave face on it. You ask a friend, how are you doing? And they say, not too bad. So also, not too bad, it means not too good either. So this is a place where Krishna is reminding us, Allah is reminding us, the Lord God Almighty is reminding us that this is a place which is full of suffering actually. And we don't belong here. We actually don't belong here. So I feel great fortune that I get the chance to share this moment with this great soul and do something to help that onward journey. So we gathered together for that. We're praying for that. Let this soul go back to Krishna's lotus feet. That place is called Vaikuntha, a place where there is no anxiety. How much anxiety is there in this life? No one dares to answer. How much anxiety is there in this life? A lot. No, a lot. That place is called Vaikuntha. It means a place where there's no anxiety. So this is a crossroads, as I said. We can pray at this point. We've been doing that actually last few days. We've been with the family, we've been praying intensively because we're hoping that Krishna will take this soul back to his lotus feet. Heaven, Jannah, spiritual world, that is what we're praying for. So I'll ask you that, okay, we're gathered here today, we're going to eulogize, we're going to glorify. We've come here to celebrate the life of this soul actually. Such a wonderful life, such a great legacy. 3 such wonderful daughters. A legacy worth celebrating actually. So that's what we're going to do in the next half an hour or so. Different speakers will come and we'll hear about this great soul and we can remember him. And at the same time we can pray to Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, Krishna, whatever you call him, doesn't matter, it's the same person. We call upon God to please take this soul. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shyam, for those kind and spiritual words. I'm now going to call upon Janti Bai's youngest daughter, Natanya, to eulogize his life. Natanya.
I'm here today to try and eulogize a man who is larger than life, whose spirit was so magnificent and mighty that he managed to touch so many different lives, all while still being the most present, loving, and devoted father to us. I would always say he made it his life's mission to follow us wherever he went, following me to varsity in Pretoria, and then to Cape Town when I got my first job. My parents were the original smotherers. While other fathers celebrate their children moving out and getting married, my dad celebrated us moving back home with them. We were overloved and always overfed. There has never been a time when either of us felt unloved and unwanted. In fact, I think we secretly prayed that our parents would forget about us for a little while. I recall how I battled to get my driver's license. I failed a good 4 times, but my dad refused to give up on me, never once resorting to making cold drink bribes or buying me a license. And today I have a license because of his tenacity and unwavering belief in me. Last year, when his health declined severely and his brilliant, shining personality started slipping slowly away from us, I realized perhaps the best thing any parent can do for their children is to love them unconditionally and believe in them relentlessly. He gave us everything we needed and more. But these two things gave his 5 girls the goal to live boldly and the hearts to be kind people in a tough, mean world. I don't think either of us have ever gone into this world wanting to intentionally hurt anyone. And this is what you gave to us, Daddy. And the world is a better place for it. I remember how he'd remarked to his friends, "Sons, I have something better than sons. I have daughters." Daddy, you gave us 5 the courage to uphold and preserve what made us unique in a world where conformity is encouraged. Wow. My dad was such a special person. He had time for everyone. I recall how our painter back home in Middelburg, Jimmy, didn't have enough malumes or elders or uncles to attend his Lobola negotiations. So he asked my dad to attend the proceedings. My dad then would later boast to us, the true Indian that he was, that he even managed to get Jimmy a discount. Daddy, the odds were stacked against you from the moment you were born. You lost your dad at the age of 11. You were shot at numerous times, hijacked, done in by others. Your dear brother was horrifically murdered. Yet, I can never, ever remember a day when you stayed back from work because you felt under the weather. You had to learn to walk around 4 times after strokes, falls, and challenges that would have broken anyone else. And even in your last fight, you defied science, lasting 4 times longer than anyone expected. You fought ferociously. You built your dream house. You married your dream girl. You drove your dream cars and trucks. And in the 90s, you had your dream child, me. You loved to dance, always the first to hit the dance floor and the last to leave. DJs dreaded seeing you. You'd never let them rest. There wasn't a song they could play that would make you retire for the night. You had a voracious appetite for life. Your zeal and fight will forever fire our hearts as we continue to take your name to heights you undoubtedly would have reached had you received even half the opportunities you gave to us. In your last days, I'd whisper into your ear and tell you that it was okay to let go, and you would muster up every joule of energy in your body and shout, "No." And even when you stopped speaking, you would rigorously shake your head in defiance. But then you realized victory was yours. Death could not defeat you. You'd lived a life that led you to Lord Krishna's lotus feet, and when you breathed your last breath, you did so peacefully and beautifully. And even in your last breath was a lesson for us, that death can never truly triumph a life well lived. Go well, my daddy bear. Your hand was like a giant paw I never wanted to let go of. Your hugs would melt away even the worst of days. Your smile, it lit up our worlds. And we're going to try our best to make sure that this light stays on and shines even brighter. Thank you for everything you gave to us.
Thank you, Natanya. I'd like to now call upon Agatha Mutepa. Just a few words about Agatha. Agatha has been there to assist my sister during the last few months. Thank you very much for all that you've done. And I know that you'd like to say a few words for the family as well.
I greet you all. And secondly, I would like to thank you all for coming here and mourn with us. I would like to say something about Janti Lala. I called him uncle. I came here as a helper, but to him, he didn't consider me as a helper, but as his daughter. Whenever he counted his daughters, I was the fourth one. He was a generous man of principle. He left a void in our hearts. Instead of us crying, let's all cherish time he spent with us. He was loved by many. He was a father, a teacher. He was all in one. Uncle, I will never forget everything you teach me. You teach me to love everyone, to always pray, and a lot of things. I just want to thank you all for giving me this opportunity to say something, to say goodbye to my uncle. Thank you.
Thank you, Agatha, for those very kind words. As most of you know, Janti Bai lived most of his life in Middelburg. I'm now going to call upon Kiran Bika, who is his cousin, to say a few words, and I think he's going to talk a little bit about Middelburg, and then the next speaker will be Raju Lala, also from Middelburg. Kiran?
Namaste, Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna Panditji, thank you. It's very difficult for me to say a few words on behalf of Janti Bai, who was not only a brother, but a dear friend. Janti Bai, originally the family hails from Manakpur, the Indian village in India, the state of Gujarat. Janti Bai's uncles were in Middelburg. No, you're going to exceed that. Because Janti Bai forced us to gym, eat right, and make sure we're on the road, work, difficult times, we had to be there. And we always respected him because he always gave us all the discipline and made sure we did everything in a principled way. We had many arguments, we had many debates, we fought, but we were always together. Janti Bai lost his dad, as mentioned, at the age of 11. And as a family, he was the youngest, and not long when his brother got murdered. And we attended the Middelburg Indian and Colored School in Middelburg. And Janti Bai used to walk, and he always had popcorn, and he sold popcorn, and he tried to help the family. And Vasanti Ben together went to town, Church Street, Market Street, and they stole Danya, and that's how they grew the family up. Kanchan Ben was obviously the bright person in the family that did very well, went to Pretoria, she studied, and but they were a very close family. And Janti Bai worked from school. He was a waiter, he worked at a motel after school, he rode his bicycle, 10 kilos to work, 10 kilos back, going to school. Weekends, there was a trucking company called Matons where they delivered milk in Joburg. And on Sundays, he used to drive the trucks to Joburg to deliver milk. And eventually, he worked for Simba Chips. Never mind roaring like a lion, but Janti roared discipline and principles. And he was very fond of his nephews, Arun and Nikki, who we also lost. Nikki was a lawyer, Arun an accountant. And every Friday when we waited for the Simba truck, they had a fish pond by the house, we all gathered there and waited for Janti to come and dish out Simba chips, and we sat and we laughed and we spoke. So we had some good times with him. But Janti Bhai, from the family, amongst the cousins, he was the last surviving person, if I'm right. I think all the cousins, all his cousin brothers passed on, you know, from the Jivan family, the Keshu family, and his elder brother. So he was the last, the boy that was left, and he passed on. And as I said, Janti Bhai, we got into major arguments and also a lot of disappointments with the communities and so forth, and we discussed. And I was fortunate that I spoke to him about 2 weeks ago, and I was surprised. I was on my way to a funeral, and the phone rang from his daughter, Varushka. He said, "Daddy wants to speak to you." And after a long, and we spoke, and he was in tears, and it was a very emotional discussion. And we spoke for almost, I think, 45 minutes. And he says, "Yes, I was fine, but my legs gave up." You know, I said, "But don't worry, just carry on fighting. You will be okay." And I just still thought we'll come back and he'd chat. And he always said, "Please come to Cape Town. Cape Town is beautiful. What is Mpumalanga? There's nothing there." And I was proud of his daughters. Varushka, he said, "She's helping me." And Panisha, and she's doing so well. And Tanya, and also Nalini and Kamlesha. I mean, difficult times. He made sure you all went to the convent, he educated you all, he gave you all the best. And they lived as one united family, you know, and everybody of us as cousins, relatives, friends, we all met there. And we stayed there and went for holidays. Their house was like a farmhouse, but big yards and fruit trees. And so when it was holidays, the Keshu family was there, Gita Ben and Nirupa, and everybody, we met there, myself, and all other cousins. And then December, June holidays came, and then all the relatives came from Durban, Bharat, Suresh, Chandrakant, the Bika family from that side. And also at the time when Janti Bhai got very, when he struggled, when his dad passed away, I mean, there were helps from everywhere coming, and they all stood as one united family. We won't forget the late Daya Bhai, Mohan Bhai, Vinu, that was his cousins, that was always there for him. And they went to school, obviously, with my brother, Amrit, and they all stayed together. They walked from the group area, walked to the station. There was no cars, and Janti Bhai was just riding his bicycle from one end to the other end, and made sure whatever the family needed, he went with his bicycle and he brought everything home, and that's how they all sat and shared a meal together. And he had a lot of respect for my dad. After his dad passed away, my dad, at that time, most of the ladies were widows. And my dad was basically the only person there, and he worked for the Juma family. And not forgetting, those people really look after every one of us. And there was lots of WhatsApp messages from home, I'll say Middelburg. Everybody wondered when Janti was sick, how is he doing? Is he doing okay? And there's messages that came across, and I'll mention Moham Chetty from New Zealand. He's keep on sending messages. The Mystery family, Nirmal, the Ramji family, I see Devdas Ramji's son is also here, thank you. Devdas sent messages. And then there were messages from Deepraj Singh, Bipan Lala, Chomi Juma, Ahmad Latif, they were his school friends, my neighbor Dawood Juma. They all sent their messages. And then he's got a niece, that's Shamaine, that's his brother's daughter. She's phoning and asking for the links. It was difficult for everyone to come here, but they all sent their condolence messages. Messages from London, Rajesh Rathod, he sends his messages of condolences, and that's how well known he was. And I'm sure if this funeral took place in Middelburg, there were hundreds and hundreds of people already. There's so many people here today, but I can imagine in Middelburg, he knew people from all cultures, all societies, irrespective whether it was old group areas, colored area, Indian area, the black area, whatever. But Janti Bai was well known. Business-wise, working for Samba Chips, he was the best salesman for the Transvaal for Samba Chips. And he was an honest person, and he led his life with principles, and very proud of his nephew Nicky, that was a lawyer that just passed on a few months ago. And Janti Bai was devastated, said, I can't make it. He was fond of his cousins, Raju, Jayu that passed along, I think, few years ago. And I think Jitu Bai at least met him. He was the only one that managed to come and visit him. None of us could. But he loved Cape Town, and he left a legacy of love, principle, and Middelburg. You guys are all welcome. Please, everybody that's here will welcome you. And not forgetting Sister Constance that's here today. I think Janti's first flight to Cape Town was when he came and buried his best friend, David, Constance's husband. And that's the time he came to Cape Town, and they went on a tour and so forth. And Ansel is also here, thank you very much. And everybody else, and we thank the people from the Hare Krishna movement, as well as the Ermelo Krishna Conscious Society from Mpumalanga. They also had a prayer, and everybody else, and yes, we pray that his soul rests in peace, and Hare Krishna to everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Kiran, for those words and taking us down memory lane. Thank you very much. I'd like to now call upon Raju Lala, who's going to say a few words on behalf of the Middelburg Seva Samaj.
Namaste, Hare Krishna, Vanakkam. The spiritual head, Shamnanda Das, respected family members, friends, and well-wishers. Today, we come not only to bid farewell, but I think we come here to honor the life and legacy of a truly remarkable man, Janti Nana. I call him Janti Nana because I'm also one of his nephews. His passing leaves a deep void in our hearts, but it also offers us the opportunity to celebrate a life that was meaningful, impactful, and one that was devoted to family and community. Janti Nana was a man of profound wisdom, boundless kindness, and unwavering integrity. We heard it in so many different forms today. He lived a life that embodied the values of our Dharma, always walking a path of righteousness and spreading love, warmth, and generosity wherever he went. His life was an example of how one can uphold their duties as a husband, a father, a brother, a friend, member of a family, while staying rooted in compassion and humility. Janti Nana was a man whose heart was always open to family. He was deeply family orientated, ensuring that every family member felt included, valued, and loved. His home was a place of warmth and togetherness, where traditions were cherished, stories were shared, and bonds were strengthened. Whether it was through his sage advice, his quiet support, or his hearty laughter, he brought us all closer together. Beyond his dedication to family, Janti Nana was a pillar of our community. As one of the founding members of the Middleburg Hindu Samaj, he played an instrumental role in building and nurturing this spiritual and cultural institution. His tireless efforts in the affairs of the Samaj demonstrated an unwavering commitment to preserving our traditions and fostering a sense of unity amongst us. His leadership, vision, and service have left an indelible mark on our community, a legacy that will continue to inspire us for generations to come. In Hindu philosophy, we are reminded that the soul is eternal and that our actions and values live on through the people we touch. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that the soul neither takes birth nor dies, and that it transcends the physical form. While Janti Nana may longer be with us in this world, his spirit will continue to guide and inspire us. I also bring messages of condolences from the trustees, executive members, and entire membership of the Middleburg Hindu Samaj. Let us honor him by upholding the values he cherished, namely love for family, dedication to community, and a life rooted in compassion and selflessness. Let us ensure that his contributions to the family, the Samaj, and his legacy of unity and devotion are never forgotten. To my beloved uncle, your presence will forever be missed, but your love and teachings will remain in our hearts. May your soul find peace and liberation as you unite with the divine. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge and extend my heartfelt condolences to his beloved wife, Rachna Nani, his cherished daughters, Varushka, Panisha, and Natanya, as well as his sisters. Janti Nana often spoke of his immense love and pride for you. He was not only a devoted husband, but also a father who cherished every moment with his daughters, ensuring that they grew up surrounded by love and guidance. Please know that his love for you was boundless, and his spirit will always remain with you, guiding and protecting you in every step in life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, Raju. We'd now like to call upon Aryan van Broek to come up. Aryan.
Hi. I have few and very hazy memories of Janti Dada from when I was growing up, but those I do remember I will treasure. And I think that I speak for my cousins as well when I say he was like a grandfather to all three of us. He also raised my mom, which I'm very grateful for and will never forget. And losing him is like losing a part of all our lives that we never expected would go away. And he was a husband, a father, a brother, an uncle, a grandfather, and a friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Tilibai. A few minutes today could never do justice to the life and the legacy that Janti Mama leaves behind. When my husband spoke of Janti Mama, he used the word selfless, and that couldn't be more fitting. Every moment of his life, every effort he made was for family, for a better life, and to ensure that everyone was cared for, no matter what. Growing up the way we did, in a family of 12, us 5 girls were taught invaluable lessons. Janti Mama showed us the true meaning of family. He taught us the value of hard work, the importance of being genuine, and the power of truly caring for those around you. Something I don't need to tell you about. We have seen, and we still see, the love and caring of the genuine, long-standing relationships he has built. Above all, Janti Mama showed us resilience, what it means to keep going, no matter what, even on his last days. Varishka, Banisha, Natanya, you 3 are girl power personified. Rajna Mami, you are a shining example of being at his side in sickness and in health. And to Janti Mama, thank you. And rest easy, because you deserve it.
Thank you, Aryan, and thank you, Kamlesha. In closing, I'd like to call up Manisha Lala, Janti Bai's second daughter, to come up and say a few words. In fact, the word of thanks at this point. Thanks, Manisha.
It was a bit, thank you so much for all coming through today. This morning's events was, I think, what in my father's view would have been exactly as he wished it would have happened. We were talking, my sisters and I, when we were en route to the crematorium, and we were talking through what happened. It was quite eventful, and when we landed at this place, it was, Dad loved that little courtyard in the front of the house, so he was exactly where he was supposed to be. And my sister made the comment now in the hearse. She said, Daddy would have loved this. Why? Because we're on time for a change. My father was a stickler for time. So the fact that I think, were about 40 minutes early, he would have been very proud of us getting here so early. So thanks, Dilpama. I'm going to do the vote of thanks quickly. So number one, I really want to thank Shyam. Shyam and Prema, Lord Krishna, was at Arjuna's side as he fought the war during the great battle of Kurukshetra. And thank you, Tanya, for that. I had no idea about that, so I learned something new. You both have really walked every step of this painful journey with us. We are forever grateful and thankful to you for drenching our lives in love, light, and peace. You will always be part of our family, and we are blessed to be in your association. Because as a consequence of this association, we have been introduced to a community of such wonderful devotees, such as Kelly and Rahul, who took time out of their busy day to prepare a prasad for Daddy, brought him the prasad. He was not in the best condition, and it really touched a very deep place in all our hearts. To Deviki, you have become a sister and a daughter to us. You shared your journey with us so openly, and how you cared for your beloved dad in his last days. It really inspired us and gave us so much guidance in terms of how we needed to love, how we needed to be strong, and how we needed to care for ours. So thank you so much. To Nenesh and Sveta, thank you for introducing us to such a wonderful community of devotees as ISKCON in Cape Town. You both have played such an important role in our spiritual journeys, and we are forever grateful to you for that. To Dilip Mama and Radhika Mami, thank you so much for all your unwavering support. You were always there when it mattered most, offering a helping hand during this very painful time. I don't see Shabana and Taskin and the Hyatt family, but they are our neighbors, and they also have been grieving the loss of their beloved, her husband and beloved father, and they were always there to offer us kindness and support. I also want to mention the dialysis unit, our father's nephrologist, Dr. Khan, and Dr. Mike Brown, who stepped in over this very painful period as well. And we so deeply appreciate the care and the dedication you have shown in helping my father navigate this very, very difficult journey, offering honest and compassionate guidance to us through this final chapter of his life. To everyone who has come today to offer their love and their support during this time, your kindness and thoughtfulness have meant so much to us. And lastly, and here you become a bit emotional, and this is on behalf of all 5 of us, all of his daughters. He was known by so many names, right? And we sort of just, for me and Varu, and I think for Kamlu and Nalini, it was Daddy. And then Tanya came along, as you heard, it was his favorite child, right? And she just invented all these such affectionate names for him. Dabbles was the most recent one. Pampishi, my jam donut, and of course, I think we came up with this lastly, Mr. Bombastic, and that was definitely what he was. So thank you for everything, Daddy. You will be forever, forever, forever hold a very special place in all our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you, Benisha. We're now going to hand over back to Shyam, and we're going to be starting the final rites now. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. I feel humbled actually by what we've heard here today, because we haven't actually known the family so long. but you get a sense of when you meet this family, because we only came into their lives kind of in a big way when Janti was kind of in serious trouble, actually. We knew the family before, but it wasn't really kind of like a tight bond. But, and I didn't know Janti so well, but when you're here, I feel honoured actually that I could help you at this difficult time. I feel so honoured. Fight back the tears now. You can see, one thing I feel very strongly, you see, when we're such a great soul, Krishna makes special arrangements. We were discussing that. We were discussing how Krishna has made very special arrangements. You know, when a soul is so wonderful, a soul is so selfless and dedicated, then Krishna makes special arrangements, actually. So we're Vedic priests, we kind of boast that we know the shortcuts. You know, we know the shortcuts. So I can tell you from the bottom of my heart that this soul will not take birth again. This soul will go to Krishna's lotus feet. I can give you cross my heart and hope to die, because we know the shortcuts. Yeah, I feel just overcome by, you know, the wonderful sense of purpose, of dedication. I mean, it's hard to find the words, actually, of this great soul that we're bidding farewell to today. So, again, I want to beseech you all that whoever you understand to be Supreme Lord, whether it's Lord God Almighty, whether it's Allah, whether it's Yahweh, Jehovah, it's Krishna, please pray to who you understand to be Supreme Lord, because this is a staging post, it is a schoolroom, we're meant to graduate. We're not meant to sit at the back of the classroom and throw ink pellets at the teacher. We're meant to actually graduate. And here, I feel, is a soul who has done his homework and attended all the classes. And therefore Krishna is saying, okay, now it's time to come and return to my lotus feet. I feel that very strongly. So I want you to take, in the next few days, you know, we'll be going through the mourning period at home. We'll be discussing, we'll be sharing together, remembering this great soul. But now I want you to keep a prayer in your heart over the next few days, to whom you understand to be Supreme Lord. Call out and pray that this soul can be taken out of this material world and go back to Krishna's lotus feet, which is the perfection of our lives, actually, if we can achieve that. So I'll ask you to keep this prayer in your hearts. Will you do that? There's no one out there, right? Will you do that? Yeah. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So what we'll do now, we'll take the coffin to the kiln, because in Vedic culture we burn the body. Because the body is just a kind of encumbrance, actually. I mean, we don't think of it like that. We think of the body as being very important. But actually it's just an encumbrance. It's like an overweight suit. Or, you know, and actually when the soul leaves the body, then actually they feel a great relief. If you have the good fortune to have met anyone who's had an out-of-body experience, they'll tell you that. Actually, that when they get out of the body, they're not at all interested in coming back, because it's such an encumbrance. That is what it's like. So I keep this prayer in your heart to whomever you understand to be the Supreme Lord, that he takes this great soul back to his lotus feet. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So we're going to take the coffin to the kiln, and we're going to chant some important prayers, which are in the mood of what I've just been saying, and call a special fire that is intended. He's called Agni Dev in the Vedic culture. He has different forms. So one of the forms is it's a specific fire. We call that fire to burn this body and release the soul from this tabernacle, as it's called in Christianity, so that he gets released from this material world. So we thank you all very much for coming and blessing us with your association. And in return, we ask humbly for your prayers for Janti and Lala. Hare Krishna. We've been chanting this prayer, we've been chanting some more. Because if we call out loud enough, you think Krishna will hear us? Yes. Actually, the Lord is like that. We call out sincerely, He hears our prayers. So we're going to chant. We're going to take coffin now to the kiln, and family members who want to can come. Not too many. So now is a chance to say your fond farewells, and we're going to complete the funeral rites now.
Just one last announcement. If anybody would like the last piece.
Yeah. Anybody who hasn't offered their respects, some flower petals, wants to say their goodbyes, now is the time. You can always come again, actually. There's no harm in saying goodbye to a great soul twice. No harm. So if anybody wants to, please come now.
Hare
wait for 2 minutes.
Janti.